control. That's how the Trump White House is presenting the war with Iran, and at the exact same time, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the media is covering dead American soldiers too much.
When a few drones get through or tragic things happen, it's front page news. I get it. The press only wants to make the president look bad, but try for once to report the reality.
So just to be clear, war should look like a video game, but the press shouldn't talk about the soldiers who die in it. So which is it? Are dead troops too sacred to cover, or is war entertainment now? Actually, we know the answer to that because of some shocking things that Trump has said and done that he's really hoping we all just forget about, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let's start with the fact that this side-by-side gives you a window into how Trump world views the military. War footage edited with Call of Duty footage and point scores to make it seem like an awesome, fun exercise with a lot of kicking ass.
We've taken control.
But don't bum anybody out by talking about the tragic sacrifice that our soldiers are making, or reporting on any of the other human tragedies that go with war, like our war with Iran.
More than 160 children were killed here on Saturday. According to Reuters, a U.S. investigation suggests the U.S. itself was likely responsible for the strike.
The real takeaway here fits into a larger pattern that we've seen out of right-wing politicians and the Fox News media ecosystem for years. When Republicans are in charge, and especially when that Republican happens to be Donald Trump, dead American service members can be used like props. Like when Trump visited Arlington National Cemetery back in August 2024, right before the election, to film video to be used in his campaign, which you're absolutely not allowed to do, and a Trump campaign staffer allegedly shoved a cemetery employee who tried to stop the filming.
Today, the U.S. Army confirmed that a Trump aide did indeed push an Arlington National Cemetery employee as she tried to enforce the rules.
Should your campaign have put out those videos and photos?
I don't know who did it, and it could have been them. It could have been the parents. It could have been somebody.
It was your campaign's TikTok, though, that put out the video.
I really don't know anything about it.
But when Democrats are in charge, Pete Hegseth's former employers over at Fox News demand that the media focus more on military deaths, like their criticism of Joe Biden after 13 members of the U.S. military died in the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
I should say that we did not hear President Biden mention the 13 fallen.
I don't think that is too much to ask that he would put that into a more than hour-long speech.
And don't even get me started on right-wing media's obsession with the 2012 terrorist attack on the U.S. mission in Benghazi, in which 4 Americans were killed. In the 20 months following those attacks, Fox News' evening lineup ran 1,100 segments, an average of 2 per day on those 4 deceased Americans. Could it be that
the press only wants to make the president look bad?
I'm not trying to pretend that presidents haven't tried to downplay the true cost of war, specifically when that cost is measured in the lives of our military service members for years. Or that politicians from both parties over the years haven't tried to manipulate the narrative of war to protect themselves or hurt their political opponents. Of course they have. But we don't need any lectures from the Trump administration about media coverage when the White House is trying to gamify a war, and especially when there's such an ugly history of us knowing exactly what Trump really thinks about members of our military, and he's hoping it's just been etch-a-sketched out of our brains.
That includes saying that John McCain, who spent 5 years in captivity as a POW, was no war hero because, quote, he was captured. Calling Americans who died in wars suckers and losers. Minimizing the traumatic brain injuries troops suffered in a missile strike as headaches. And saying that the Medal of Freedom, a civilian award, is much better than the Medal of Honor because service members who receive this top military honor are often gravely wounded or dead.
We call this series, this segment in the larger Political Rehab show, that's bullshit for a reason. There's too much of this kind of thing where people in politics try to get away with stuff that denies facts and reality. But the worst version of this kind of thing is when people do that and the reality they're denying is coming out of the other side of their mouth. That's what Hegseth is doing here. And it's obviously bullshit. The fact that he's moralizing about it is what makes it truly grotesque. For more analysis, facts, and straight talk, please consider subscribing to Worth Knowing and check out the full episode of Political Rehab.